Hey there, welcome back to another episode of my YouTube channel. I'm Gabrielle Celeste. I'm the owner of AGUA Astrology and the co-host of the Spiritual Sisters podcast. And be sure to check out all of the links below. I offer readings, I have courses, coaching, and all the things. And yeah, let's get into it. So in today's episode, I'm going to be talking about how sales can disrupt the energy of your business. And I don't necessarily mean this in a negative way. The way in which this topic came up is I had a colleague actually, and it wasn't judgment because judgment comes from ego, it was more observation. It was an observation that I had this colleague and she had consistently, almost every single month, was offering like discounted readings. And I was curious because from the get-go, I really haven't offered readings. Sales. I offer sales around my company's birthday, and then I offer another sale, give or take, around Black Friday. And around those two times of years, and I often go back and forth about Black Friday. This year, and again, this actually came up as a result of this year too, me thinking if I wanted to offer a Black Friday sale or not. It kind of had me wondering, I'm like, okay, like what is it around this sales energy? Is there anything there that you could maybe speak to? And with the example of the colleague, I kind of got the impression I was like, oh, like it's kind of giving me like lack or scarcity kind of mindset where you could tell that they were very hungry for it and almost came off as like the energy of desperation. And I think for me, it was kind of like a turn off. And that was kind of why I always deterred from wanting to do sales quite often. And again, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I just think that it could potentially be a devaluing of maybe the energy exchange, meaning they're giving more than what they're receiving in return. And then that in turn creates an imbalance. And the universe loves to work in balance. That's actually one of the universal laws. So I feel like we did a couple podcast episodes on the universal laws, so be sure to check those out. I'll be sure to link them as well. And it just kind of, it came off as like a little bit confusing, to be perfectly honest. And because it can create an imbalance, usually the one that is feeling that imbalance is the owner slash business owner slash healer per se. So, in addition to that, timing could also be a thing. Maybe it's not always, so like I intentionally offer sales around specific times of year. But I feel like it can also override intuitive timing in the sense of you might be calling in clients who are not necessarily like the most aligned for you at that time because there is an easier, barrier to entry, I suppose is the word that I'm looking for. And in turn, you're also potentially attracting the wrong frequency in that process. And it's the same kind of idea of like when you go and you're ready to increase your prices, you kind of get that feeling of like feeling a little bit like sticky, like you're kind of like, oh, like I feel a little bit disgruntled, or you're just kind of like, it's not feeling good like it used to. And it's because like you've either up leveled and again, that energetic imbalance, like it's time for you to be reciprocated in the sense of being paid more. And you're also giving more and your skill set has increased as a result. And you could also potentially feel physically drained after the fact as well. So a lot of it's in the invisible. You're feeling it. You can't necessarily put words to it and don't know the right words to put to it. But sales can definitely bring that up. And it's funny because I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to drop this around the Black Friday sale. I am doing a Black Friday sale. So if you feel called, please go ahead and check that out. I'm discounting my readings by like $75 or so. And I'll be offering that all month. And then Black Friday kicks off year ahead readings. And then in addition to the sale on readings, I'll be offering sales on my courses as well. So I think if it works for you, it works for you. But sometimes I've seen more of like a negative. I've had more of a negative perception / observation of it just because I know that said reader, to give an example, again, not judging, was giving so much in their session that they deserve to be charging more and maybe just couldn't see that within themselves. So Sales. Sales could potentially disrupt the energy of your business in the sense of it causing and creating an imbalance. Yeah, so I hope that's helpful, and I'll catch you in the next one.